this time, call the meeting to order. We begin with our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call.
Pearson.
Present.
Bradford.
Present.
Wolford.
Present.
Nichols. Here. Ware.
Present.
Okay, we do have a quorum. And thanks to all in attendance. It's been a few weeks. I was on hiatus, so glad to see everyone back here in return. Before we begin tonight, I just want to say a few things very briefly. A few weeks ago, we had a few individuals, a few young men from the Cahokia High School come and participate in a program that has been going on for years called Shadow and Mayor Day. And basically what happens is they take a few kids from the high school and they come and they just basically see what the job entails of mayor. And we also had a young man who shadowed Mr. Duncan. And there were two gentlemen, well, a total of three. And so throughout the whole day, they got to go to different departments and meet various individuals and just see basically, in a nutshell, how the village is run on a day-to-day operation. Now, after the young men participated in the program, the following days, a lot of the young men endured a lot of hate or a lot of negative attention or a lot of negative comments to the young men. Things people were saying were just outrageous. People were saying that I was teaching them how to steal and be corrupt and all these type of things to the young men. Now, I just want to say this, please, folks. I understand you may not like me, you may hate me with your all the passion, or you may disagree with the decisions and my policies and my administration, and I get all of that. But folks, please just leave the kids out of it. The kids didn't have anything to do with anything. They were just here to actually see how government works. And so what I would say is, no matter how you feel about me or my administration, just leave the kids out of it. And I really would appreciate it. Okay? Thank you. We're going to move on with the board meetings, the minutes here, the approval of the minutes from the board meeting on March the 22nd of 2016. At this time, I need a motion and a second, please. Motion by trustee Ware, second.
Second.
By trustee Pearson. Roll call, please.
Pearson.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Wolford.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Ware.
Yes.
Minutes approved. Next, we have payroll and accounts payable. At this time, I need a motion and a second for approval, please.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Pearson, second by trustee Bradford. Roll call.
Pearson.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Wolford.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Ware.
Yes.
Approved. Next, we have no unfinished business this evening. However, we do have a little new business. We have resolution 16-1055, basically authorizing the execution of a contract with Smith and Mitchell of Golf Management, Walters Golf Management. As many of you know, our golf course is under new management, and basically I've decided to bring in a management company to make sure that we have all ends and I's on paper, and so that we can show what's coming in to what's going out and make sure that everything is being held accountable on that note at the golf course. This company here, Walters Management, has a very, very great track record of showing proven results as far as management goes on golf courses. And so I decided to go ahead and give them a chance, an opportunity to prove themselves here in the village. And so I think that this will actually be a good thing for the village here. And so at this time, I'm asking for a motion and a second for approval.
Can I ask this specifics of the
Motion by
contract?
trustee Pearson, second by
I'll second.
trustee Wolford. Roll call, please.
How much will it cost the tax?
Pearson.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Wolford.
Yes.
Nichols.
I got a question.
Trustee Nichols?
Okay, on here it says that they're gonna be paid $48,000 a year. Now, that's to the management company, right?
Correct.
That's to the company.
Yes.
Who's paying the manager? They're paying that out of 48,000?
That, we will cover the cost of the manager.
So we're gonna pay $4,000 a month to the management company. And we're still gonna pay the manager.
Yeah, the manager gets a simple fee of 15,000.
A year?
Yes.
Okay, so that's still more than Schooner was making, right?
No, it's actually less, he
was
gets paid
making-
less.
He was making $1,000 every 2 weeks?
Yeah, Schooner was making, I believe, maybe 25, 30.
That's all coming from Cahokia, right?
And the 48,000 being paid by the village to the golf course for the management company. But that's what I wanted to know was about the managers.
Mhm.
We're gonna pay for the manager.
Yes,
So that's a lot more than we was paying before. It's just a lot of money. You know, you're looking at $4,000 a month to pay the management company, and then you got another hunk of change for the manager. Are they gonna pay any other people, or we gotta pay all the other people that bring in?
no, that's the only fee that we cover.
So they pay everybody else?
Yes, they take care of it, and there's only one employee. Yeah.
And I asked you about the terms. This thing here.
Right, and they're gonna send that new contract.
Well, it's kind of it's not a full year. And if you don't watch the way they're doing this, you decide to get rid of them, and you don't do it before the first week of January, you're gonna end up paying them another 6 months to be in. They're gonna be in there another 6 months when you can get them out. If you read, it's kind of a,
Well, but the second paragraph says it only gets renewed upon the parties' mutual agreement.
right.
So you gotta, if the parties have to mutually agree to extend it.
And we've agreed that we can terminate at any time.
Just want to bring it to you.
Okay. Roll call?
Nichols?
Yes.
Ware?
Yes.
Okay. Approved. Next, we have 2 business licenses. The first one on the agenda is Dennis Auto Repair at 2702 Camp Jackson Road here in Cahokia, 62206. Or the owners here this evening, Dennis Auto Repair. Okay. First, I need a motion and a second, please, for approval.
Motion?
Motion by trustee Ware, second. Second by trustee Wolford. Roll call, please.
Pearson?
Yes.
Bradford?
Yes.
Wolford?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Ware?
Yes.
Approved. Sir, welcome to the village of Cahokia. Thank you. And next we have the Break Billiards Pool Hall located at various address here over on Mississippi Avenue. The owners here, anyone representing the building? Ma'am? Okay, all right. I'm going to go ahead and let us just say, well, thank you again. You're bringing a pool hall. You're going to bring a variety of different things here as well. So, welcome. At this time, I need a motion and a second for approval.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by trustee Bradford, second
Second?
by trustee Pearson. Roll call, please.
Pearson?
Yes.
Bradford? Yes. Wolford?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Ware?
Yes.
Approved. Welcome to the village of Cahokia. At this time, we have no report from the chief nor the attorney. Now, we do need to go into executive session tonight for some litigation that we have out. So, at this time, I'm going to need a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation, which is exception number under 5 Illinois CS. So at this time, I need that.
I messaged Duncan yesterday about, the Attorney General said you had to state why you were going into executive
Wait a
session.
minute now, you can't go like that.
Roll call.
You're violating the open meeting act.
Another violation.
Break your fire.
I notified Mr. Duncan yesterday of this and he didn't fix it. You're supposed to, on the agenda, list why you're going into executive session.
Bradford?
You're trying to drive the citizens out.
Wolford?
For public comment.
I don't understand why they keep making us report them to the Attorney General's office.
Okay, this time now is 5:40, we're gonna go ahead and go into executive session. And at this time, I'm gonna ask that everyone please.
They want us to get out and go home.
Mr. Sprague, you're supposed to be advising them on this. Seriously.
Okay, is that everyone?
Smart thing to hold the executive session after the that would have been a smart thing to do.
Any chief? Okay, at this time, the following executive session, we're going to table that until the next meeting, okay? So with that being said, we're going to just move on to the public comments section. At this time, we have Mr. Guy Carlos here. Guy Carlos.
I know it's been a little tumultuous, and I don't think it's technically correct, but I did want to thank the board for ultimately passing Resolution 16-1054, which allows people to sign in before the meeting. There's been a lot of agony to get us this far, and I don't know what the village will or will not choose to do, but there's a small group of us that would like to represent would like to recognize one individual. Donna, could you join me for a second, please? Uh-oh. It's not much, but I don't know what the village will do, but we the people are going to call that Donna's Law.
Next, we have Ms. Kathy L. Bishop.
Yes, sir. Just want to make one remark that anybody who made a disparaging comment to a young person who were involved in a school program should be ashamed of themselves. But I'm pretty sure if the person is in the room, shame on you. Just like shame on all of y'all, except you, except for that bad joke you told me 3 years ago. Shame on y'all. You're completely disrupting democracy, everything I fought for, everything I lost brothers and sisters in arms for. You're robbing Cahokia, and you never answer any questions. You move on, you don't listen to the citizens, and you're just about like this, flying monkey airlines.
Next, we have Walter Smith.
Yes, I talked to Mr. Duncan about the storm drainage on Carroll and their Moosehead Lane, because that's where they have to go from Carroll to Moosehead and then drain in the ditch down there. And he's turned around and he has their Tapley to call me and give me bad credit for the screw-up they did in front of the rectory, putting blacktop in, when they should have put more rock in and not put blacktop in until April or May. Anybody in their right mind never would have did that. I don't turn around and call that a public work person, even though they've been on the job for 30 years, they just wasted money. And I want to know when they're going to come out and clean these drains out. They need to use the jet truck, they need to use the back truck. And I don't see nobody on that end of town doing anything. They're in the last almost year. And here we pay taxes and we don't get nothing done. I had to pump water myself after Christmas to keep the water from getting into some of the buildings that wouldn't be in there if the drainage ditches were clean. So, and the roads, I don't see a darn thing getting done to the roads, and they just get worse and worse. So I'd like to know when they're going to do something. And they got all these workers, and all they're doing is riding around. These so-called $30, $31 an hour guys are not doing a damn thing.
Next we have Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. And I gotta give you credit for going over to Dominique Renee's house and talking to her daughter. It was about that post that you was talking about earlier. I will give you credit for going over there to talk to her daughter. Thank you for doing that. Now, first of all, roads. Every time I come in here, every meeting, you're gonna hear from me. Roads. I ride a bike. I'm about ready to kill myself on these roads. They're collapsing. I got scarred on my legs. Rapper, you've seen them. From these roads, and that was last year. Please, get these roads fixed. I'm going to bring it up every time I'm here, and every Sunday when I'm on the radio, it will be brought up until they start getting worked on. Number 2, I have a house, 1115 St. Michael. Someone's living there. The windows are still boarded up. They've been in that house for 2 months. Electric's on in that house. Code enforcement has been out there to tell them to clean up the backyard. How can the not out there tell them to take that wood down off those windows? It looks like crap out there, and it looks like a dilapidated house. Number 3, there's a pond at the park. I was told that there was a grant that the city got to fix it, drain it, redo the bricks and the rock around it, and they're going to clean it up. Instead of doing that pond, the only people who use that pond is the ducks and the geese. Why not fix that bridge going across the lake? That's a hazard. The railroad ties are cockeyed. People's tripping over it all the time. There's no fencing around that bridge. Anybody can walk over it and fall into the lake. And the walking path, that is buckled so bad. Why not fix that instead of that pond? I don't think the ducks care. That's all I got this week.
Miss Marianne Spicer.
Good evening. We're in spring. The ditch that runs parallel to Jerome has standing water in it. There's going to be mosquitoes. It needs to be cleaned out. I mean, there's weeds higher than the trees that are in that ditch. Also, at the school board meeting last night, parents were complaining because of fights that start in the community, roll over into the schools, because there's nothing for the kids to do in the community. What do you have plans for summer activities for these kids? Otherwise, it's just going to be all in out bedlam in these subdivisions. Fire hydrants, have they been checked? We've had a rag of vacant houses being burned, and it's getting pretty darn scary. And the recent break-ins in houses, the mob fight down at the VFW, a shooting over in St. Joe's Gardens. We don't hear about any of this stuff. What is being done? And the vandalism at the fitness center after the wrestling tournament, what was done with that? We have not had any reports on any of these crimes.
Mr. Kendiris.
Mr. Mayor, Village Board, thank you, Mary Ann. Well, it leads right into what I'm going to talk about. July 14th, 2015, I addressed you, Mr. Mayor, regarding housing. The houses in this community, the vacant houses, you told us in your campaign promise you would have 200 of these houses tore down in the first 100 days as mayor. On July 14th, that was around day 60. That was in a meeting I brought it up to you. I'm going to quote you. As you are aware, we do have a lot of properties in the village of Cahokia, and it is something I pledged in my campaign promise, and I am working to strive to make that happen as we speak diligently. So even though we are here in day 60, we have quite a few other issues that have come into place. But I assure you that if day 200 comes, and I haven't got there, or at least close to that, I will let you know the status of where we stand. That's a quote. Let me tell you, we are in 334th day of your administration. To this date, I've heard nothing in any of these meetings about that.
Mr. Rob Gorman.
Yeah, my name's Ralph. I just drove by and looked at it where I grew up, over at 705 East Plum. Man, it brings back great memories. That's my grandparents' house. My mother was from Cahokia, and my father from Washington Park. I spent a lot of time there. It's such a thrill to see it still standing. But it's more a thrill now that you guys understand how open and honest government's supposed to work, even though you have a ridiculously paid attorney that doesn't agree with that. I can't believe you have to have people that are helping support a guy running for the county board come down and tell a professional attorney how you guys should know to conduct your meetings. There's such a thing as FOIA, and you guys all should get to know that. The purpose of government is for the citizens. And Illinois has a policy that states that. I'll actually read it to you. It's the public policy of this state that public bodies exist to aid in the conduct of the people's business, and that the people have a right to be informed as to the conduct of their business. This attorney should know that, especially because he makes more than any other attorney I know of, because I go to a lot of meetings in other communities in St. Clair County.
They don't answer any questions, sir. Not
No,
one
well, you
question.
can FOIA them, but he makes $7,500 a month. One makes $2,500, O'Fallon makes $3,000 as a retainer, to give you an idea. There's a lot more money in O'Fallon than there is down here.
Excuse me, Rob, you're incorrect. The village of Cahokia has 2 attorneys.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I want to thank you for finally doing the right thing of listening to the public. It's probably going to be rough at first, but you need to calm the people down. You got to think of yourself, Mr. Mayor, as like the captain of a ship. These are the people that are on it. They're going through a storm right now. And they're looking to you for leadership. There's lightning crash and big waves. They're afraid, and they need you to calm them. So thank you for your time.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say when somebody is talking, and I addressed this to the Collinsville people at the board, none of you look up. There's nothing that you can be writing down that's so important when somebody else is talking, so it's disrespectful. And Mayor McCall, I don't think you ever wanted to be mayor. I think you were thrown underneath the bus by your dad. I think Sprague threw you underneath the bus, and you are looking like a fool. And you are a liar, in my book. And you have the nerve to tell us not to say something to the kids, but yet on voting day, and I will go back to that, on voting day, you called me a white liar. That's what you said to them kids and to the people that came through. And by the way, you still owe some people, they said over there on Amelia. So back to, if it's a good thing I tell her she owes some people too. So I'd watch it while you're on Amelia. And by the way, Duncan, would you like to talk? I think I'm addressing you. So, anyway, Duncan, to save the taxpayers some money, maybe you should resign. because you cannot collect disability in your salary. And that's on 6/1. And Sprague, maybe you need to give me some reasons why this should be dismissed. Motion to dismiss me. Because you can keep this going as long as you want. But the people in Cahokia are tired of paying on you. I'm tired of talking to you. And you always have this little attorney way where everybody has to, well, generalities don't count. I'm not an attorney. I'm a citizen in Cahokia. And I'm going to make sure that you either resign or you're going to take your full salary. It's one or the other. You can't have both. You know it, I know it, and it's the state of Illinois. It's the law.
And L.A. Davis
You keep
knows
breaking
it.
the laws. You all keep breaking the laws.
He's going to be there at court.
See you in court.
Yeah.
Next, Ms. Jessie McCullough.
Are there any plans to open the pool? That's just a question. Can you answer me? Just answer me.
Yes or no?
Can't
Just
afford,
answer
Yes or
me.
no?
he can't
Yes.
afford it. He's got to
Pay
pay
the
all his
hospital
employees.
$48,000.
Any other questions?
No, the question was, are they gonna reopen?
Are you gonna open the pool? That's all. And I also want to know about the Jeremy Chambers memorial. The flags need to go back up. It's April, it's spring now. They need to go back up.
All right, thank you, Ms. McCullough. Next we have Bill Cobb.
My name is Bill Debbie, and I'd like to know two things. Why you have Mr. Sprague still employed as our attorney when he's wasting our money? As far as bad advice to you, and he knows that. And as far as the pool goes up there, at least whoever's mows the grass or whatever, cut the damn trees out between the damn concrete and the fencing. The trees out of the fence line, god damn. And now, as far as the 157 down there, I'm tired of all these people using that center lane for passing zone. They're going around these buses all the time down there, and somebody's gonna get killed. So get a hold of bus, by-state or something, move their bus stops off the road or some damn thing to get them away from the double yellow lines up on 157. Right up from the pole now.
Stephanie, motion and second for adjournment, please. Motion by trustee Pearson. Second by trustee Ware.
Yeah,
Roll call, please.
but you're bringing all this stuff out. People are gonna see it.
Bradford?
He's not going to do any answer questions.
He won't do anything.
Nichols?
We got 3 more years of this.
Ware?
Meeting adjourned, thank you.